Vrindavan Giridhari Shishi Radha Vinod Vihari Ju ki jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki jai. Nitya Pravishtam Vishnupara Shuttara Shutta Shishimar Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja Gurudev ki jai. Nitya Pravishtam Vishnupara Shuttara Shutta Shishimar Bhaktivedānta Vaman Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. Nitya Pravishtam Vishnupara Shuttara Shutta Shishimar Bhaktivedānta Swami Mahārāja Prabhupada ki jai. Nitya Pravishtam Vishnupara Shuttara Shutta Shishimar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Pravishtam Vishnupara Shuttara Shutta Shishimar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Nitya Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Shlokoksharas Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Pravishta Shila Sac-cid-ānanda Bhakti Thakur ki jai. Nitya Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Shila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rup Sanātana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattadas Raghunath Shri Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Śrī Dāmodarāṣṭakam Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrind ki jai. Naam Jai Shri Haridas Thakur ki jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल पौर मंडल व्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदत्त गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय श्री यशोदा दामोदर की जय। श्री राधा दामोदर की जय। श्री दामोदराष्टक की जय। श्री सत्यव्रत मुनि की जय। श्रील सनातन गोस्वामी दिग्दर्शिनी-ṭīkā की जय। और श्रील गुरुदेव दिग्दर्शिनी-वृत्ति की जय। जय श्री राधा दामोदर की जय। श्री दामोदर व्रत की जय। उर्ज व्रत की जय। उर्जेश्वरी रसेश्वरी शिव शुभानुनंदिनी श्रीमती राधा ठाकुरानी की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। Okay, I'll just do a very short Mangala Charan and then begin. Ajnānatimirandasya Jnānanjana-salakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Sadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tarbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Suti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vrindaya Tulsidevaya Priyaya Keshavascha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavataya Namo Namaha. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Anga Shamlimatata Viravito Mandi Kritendi Varam Charyam Jagururochisham Vidadatam Patam Varasya Shriya Vrindaranya Vilasinam Hridi Lasat-dama Viramodaram Radha Skanda Niveshito Jvala Bhujam Dhyayema Damodaram. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, Nandan Prabhu, Harivo, and Anadi Krishna Prabhu. And I see on YouTube, Jai Shri Didi and Vidyalala Didi. And on Facebook, oh, Dandavat Pranams, Mahi Bharat Prabhu. Hare Krishna. And I don't know who else is there. See, there are a few more devotees. If you write a comment, I'll see your name. I'm guessing Indira Mataji and Raseshwari Mataji are there. And also all the devotees watching in the future, like Shachi Devi and Jayadeva Haribo. So we are continuing our reading of Damodarāṣṭakam. I've been starting late every day, so we haven't even been getting an hour reading, and today's another day like that. Yeah. Where, let's see where. Well, actually, first let's sing Damodarāṣṭakam, and then we will begin. Namāmīśvaraṁ sac-cid-ānanda-rūpaṁ lasat-kuṇḍalaṁ gokule bhrājamānam yaśodā-bhiyolūkhalād dhāvamānaṁ parāmṛṣṭam atyantato drutya gopyā rudantam muhurnetra yugmamrijantam karam bhojayugmena satankanetram muhusvasakampa trirekankakhanta stitagraiva-dāmodaram bhaktivedānta iti drik-svālīlābhir ānanda-kunde swaghoṣa-nimajjantam ākyapayantam tadiyeshitageshu bhaktarjita-tvam punah prematastam shata-vritti vande varam deva moksham na mokshavadem va na chanya brindeham vareshadapiha idam te vapurnata gopala-balam sada me manasya virastam kimanyam idam te mukhambojam avyaktanilai vrittam kuntalai snigdha raktaischa gopyam Mohoshambhitam bimba raktadaran me manasya virastam alam lakshalabhai Namo devadamo dharananta vishno prasida prabhu dukkha jalakti magnam kripa drishti vrishtyati dinam vatanu grihane shamamagyam edyakshidrish Kuveratmajau baddha murtaiva yadvat tvaya mochito bhakti bhajau krito cham tatha prema bhaktin swakame prayacha namokshe graho misti damodareham Namaste Studamne Spuradipti Dhamne Twadiyodharayatha Vishwasadhamne Namo Radhikayai Twadiyapriyayai Namo Nantalilai Devaya Tutyam Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya Namo Nantalilai Devaya Tuta Namāmīśvaraṁ sac-cid-ānanda-rūpaṁ lasat-kuṇḍalaṁ gokule bhrājamānam Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Jai Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Jai Shri Radha Damodara Yuki Jai. Okay, so where did we leave off? Was I not sharing my screen that whole time? I'm so sorry. I'm a bit spaced out. Okay. Um, okay, anyhow. Um, I never got around to looking. I think amrishtam means that's past tense, but dhāvamānaṁ, bhrājamānam. I don't understand the Sanskrit. Let me just look this up really quickly. Well, let's just see what ChatGPT says. I mean, can't always depend on ChatGPT, but might be helpful. Let's see. You know, parāmṛṣṭam, amrishtam means seized. That I think that's past tense. But dhavam, that's not the right way to ask it. Present participle. Okay, so these are present participles, bhrājamānam shining, dhāvamānaṁ running. But participle means, I don't know, but it's connected with amrishtam, which is past tense. Okay, well, let me just try this. Okay, sorry guys, yes, see, I was right. Parāmṛṣṭam is past passive participle, so it's past tense, caught, grasp. Having been caught. Anyways, okay. So, sorry, I just don't like to explain things when I don't really know what I'm talking about. But okay, so namāmīśvaraṁ sac-cid-ānanda-rūpaṁ. Namami, I offer pranam to Ishvar. And Sanātana Gosvāmī said Ishvar means he's Sarva Shaktiman, he is Jagat Ekanath, and he is Nija Prabhu. He is possessor of all potencies. He is the only one Lord for the entire universe. He is the one supreme absolute master. And he is my Nija Prabhu, my own Lord. Sac-cid-ānanda-rūpaṁ. He is the embodiment of sac-cid-ānanda. Lasat-kuṇḍalaṁ. Earrings swing on his ears, and he said that the earrings are but Krishna, yeah, explained a couple things, right? That the earrings swing on the ears, and out of all the ornaments, the earrings are the topmost because they are always kissing Krishna's cheeks. And then he gave this verse, Bhushanam Bhushanangam, right? That Krishna, usually ornaments beautify the person who's wearing them, but Krishna beautifies his ornaments. It's a gokule in Gokul, bhrājamānam. He is shining there, he is resplendent there in Gokul. So yaśodā-bhiyolūkhalād, in fear of Yaśodā, vṛtti means from the grinding mortar, dhāvamānaṁ, he runs, he's running. So he hops off the grinding mortar and he dashes off. But then parāmṛṣṭam. Para means from behind, amrishtam. He is caught, he is seized. He is seized from behind, atyantato. I think atyantato means ultimately, but I don't know. He's ultimately caught from behind. Drutya gopyā. Gopyā means by the gopi, who is drutya, by the running gopi. Mother Yaśodā, who ran faster than Krishna so that she can catch him. So that's just a very basic explanation of the words in this verse. And yesterday we read Sanātana Goswami's commentary, and also our Śrīla Gurudev's commentary up to in this verse, it explains first Krishna's tattva, then Krishna's roop, his form, his beautiful form, and his gun, and now, and so we read up to the roop, explaining Krishna's roop, his beautiful form. And so then our Śrīla Gurudev, he describes the three most prominent verses in Śrīmad Bhagavatam explaining Krishna's form. Like the three most, I guess, prominent verses. Let's see. On Haribol Chatamai Mataji. And he also quoted all the verses in the 10th canto, 9th chapter, is it? Or 8th chapter? 9th chapter, I think, of this pastime. But okay, so now. In many places throughout Śrīmad Bhagavatam, so this is the Dig-darśinī-vṛtti of our Śrīla Gurudev. In many places throughout the Śrīmad Bhagavatam, the sweetness of Sri Krishna's beautiful form, his roop, has been described. However, among all of them, three specific descriptions are extraordinarily wonderful and touch the heart. The first description was spoken by Sri Brahma, the grandfather of the universe. No mirdhyate bravapushe tadirambaraya gunjavatangsa paripichala sanmukhaya vanyasraje kavala vetra vishana venu lakshma shriye mridupade pashupangajaya. At Śrīmad Bhagavatam 10:14:1. O Master, in the entire universe, only you are worthy of being praised. This is Brahmaji speaking. This is right after he realizes his mistake and Krishna is before him, and now he's making his prayers. When he stole the cows and calves. Chapter, yeah. So he says, O Virjendra Nandan, son of the king of Braj, your body, appearing like a fresh rain cloud, is adorned with a yellow cloth that glistens like lightning and appears amazingly brilliant. Because you are wearing makara-shaped earrings and a peacock feather on your head, your lotus face radiates an uncommon splendor. Around your neck is a garland made of innumerable kinds of forest flowers and leaves. Tucked under your arm are a cane and a buffalo horn. Your flute, which is tied by your waist belt, looks very beautiful. In your lovely soft hands is a morsel of yogurt and rice. Even you are attracted by this cowherd boy attire of yours. I simply fall to the ground like a stick, again and again at your feet, which are softer than lotuses and which are marked with all the auspicious signs. I just want to see if we can figure out what the meaning is of all the Sanskrit words here. So, Nomi, I offer pranam, or nomidya, te, to you, abhra vapushe, whose form is like a rain cloud. Abhra, right? Is it rain cloud? And ambaraya, unto your form. All of these, this is all like unto you, unto, right? It's all in that tense. So, tadid ambaraya, unto you who have your ambar, your cloth is like tadid, like lightning. Yeah, like lightning. Gunjavatangsa. And you are what's avatangsa mean? Gunja, is that gunja berries? Avatangsa paripichala sanmukaya. Right, let's just see. Lasan means swinging, right? Like lasat-kuṇḍalaṁ, paripicha. Does avatangsa mean have anything to do with it? Earrings? Mukaya, on your face. Paripicha means peacock feather, right? Yeah. Anyways, and then Vanya Saraje. So you have a garland of forest flowers on your neck, I'm guessing. Kavala Vetra Vishana Venu Lakshma Shri Mridupade. Very soft feet. Kavala, I think, is rice, right? Vishana Venu. So in your hands, sorry, anyways, I'm not gonna. You have yogurt and rice? No. Vishana Venu. Vishana. Vetra, is that the stick? Vishana Venu. Anyway, sorry, guys, I'm just. Okay. The second description was spoken by the wives of the Brahmins of Mathura. Shamam hiranya paridim vanamalya barha dhatu pravala natavesha manavratangse vinyasta hastamitadena dunam namabjam karnot palalaka kapola mukabjahasam. Śrīmad Bhagavatam 10:23-22. His complexion was dark bluish, like a fresh monsoon rain cloud, and the glistening yellow cloth that was draped on his shoulders subdued the splendor of gold. There was a garland of forest flowers around his neck, and a beautiful peacock feather splendidly adorned his head. Playful designs were painted on his limbs with colored minerals, and he had decorated himself with bunches of newly sprouted leaves. He looked just like a dramatic dancer. He was resting one hand on the shoulder of a friend, and with the other hand, he was playfully twirling a lotus flower. Ornaments decorated his ears, and curls of black hair were cascading down his cheeks as his lotus face blossomed with a mild, playful smile. I want to go through and try to see what words I can guess and see if I can try to figure out the Sanskrit, but I'm not going to waste our time. I always have fun doing that, but yeah. Okay, so the third description found in Venu Gita, when the gopis sing about Shri Krishna's flute, was spoken by Srila Shukadeva Gosvāmī. Here he is describing the sweetness of Shri Krishna's beautiful form as revealed in the hearts of the Vraja gopis. Barhapidam natavara-vapu karnayo karnikaram bibradvasa kanakakapisam vaijayanting chamalam randran veno radhara sudaya purayan gopa brindaranyam swapadaramanam pravishar gita kirti. Śrīmad Bhagavatam 10:21-5, fifth verse in the Venu Gita. Within their hearts, the damsels of Vraj began to see that Sri Krishna entered the charming forest of Vrindavan, accompanied by his cowherd boyfriends. A peacock feather decorated the top of his head, and a yellow Kārtika, oleander flowers, were resting on top of his ears. He wore a golden yellow garment on his body, and a beautiful fragrant garland strung from 5 kinds of forest flowers circled his neck and hung down to his knees. Sri Krishna appeared like the best of dancers performing a supremely captivating drama upon a stage. He filled up the holes of his flute with the nectar of his lips, as the cowherd boys followed behind him singing his glories, which purify the entire world. In this way, the forest of Vrindavan, which is more charming than the divine realm of Vaikuntha, has become even more splendid from the impressions of his adorable lotus feet, which are marked with all the auspicious symbols, like the conch and disc. Okay, so these are the 3 most prominent verses describing Krishna's form in Śrīmad Bhagavatam. The one spoken by Brahma, spoken by the Yagyapatnis, and the one in the context of Venu Gita, spoken by Shukadeva Goswami. There is yet another description of his beauty within the 5 chapters of Śrīmad Bhagavatam that recount Raslila. The gopis, allured by the bewildering potency of Sri Krishna's flute song, left their homes in the middle of the night and went to Sri Krishna, Yet when they came before him, he teased them and told them to return to their homes. At that time, the gopis described the sweetness of Shri Krishna's beautiful form. Kastrangate kalapadayata venugita samohitarya charitanana chale trilokyam trailokya sobhagamidam cha niriksharupam yadko dvijadrumamrga pulokanya bibran. Śrīmad Bhagavatam 10:29-40. I think Srila Sanātana Gosvāmī, he also quoted this verse in his commentary, or half of this verse. O Shisham Sundar, from your flute come the most endearing, slowly rolling melodies. Your beautiful form brings auspiciousness upon the entire universe. Moreover, upon seeing your beautiful form, even the bodies of the cows, birds, trees, and deer erupt with horripilation. After hearing the sweet melodies of your flute and beholding your captivating form, is there any woman in all the three worlds who would not become attached to you, and leaving aside all proper conduct and shyness, deviate from her religious principles? Upon hearing the sound of Shri Krishna's flute, the gopis of Braj forgot everything, their fear, hesitation, patience, dignity, and so forth. Regardless of the condition they were in, they eagerly ran to meet with Shri Krishna. Without even calling their dearmost girlfriends, the Pran-priya Sakis, they ran to him. Each gopi thought, Shri Krishna is calling only me. When Shri Krishna saw that the gopis, who were the incomparable treasures of Braj, had come to him, he tried to bewilder them with his delightful art of speaking. So Krishna said, this is Śrīmad Bhagavatam 10:29, verses 21-22, 24-25. So Krishna said, O beautiful cowherd girls, why have you come here alone at this time of night? Have you come to see nature's splendor and the beauty of this forest? If so, then return to your homes now. The duty of a lady of noble descent is to serve her husband, father, brothers, and friends. Even if her husband is bad-natured, unfortunate, foolish, old, diseased, or poor, her duty is to serve him. Go back to your homes. Hearing these unpleasant words from their dear most beloved, the gopis became morose and pained at heart. They answered, and this is, same chapter 39, verses 31, 32, and 34. So they said, Dear Shyamasundar, your advice is correct, but by instructing us, you have become our guru, and one should first serve one's guru. Now please accept our service. Till this moment, our hearts were absorbed in household duties, but now you have stolen our hearts. How will we return to our homes? When Shri Krishna was concluding his manifest pastimes, he called upon Shri Uddhav and told him, Soon I will leave you behind in this world to propagate Bhagavad Dharma. After Shri Krishna actually disappeared from this world, Shri Uddhav set out for Braj, overwhelmed by separation from him. On the way, he met Shri Vidura and told him that Shri Krishna had concluded his pastimes. In that context, Uddhav described Shri Krishna's beautiful form as follows. So this is Śrīmad Bhagavatam 3-12. Yanmartya lilopaikam swayoga maya balang darshayata grihitam vismapanam swasya chaso bhagarde parang padang bhushana bhushanangam. So Srila Sanātana Gosvāmī, he also quoted this verse, the last two lines of this verse, describing Krishna's beauty. By the power of his internal potency, Yoga Maya, Shri Krishna exhibited his original eternal form within this mortal sphere, a form which is perfectly suited for his human-like pastimes. a form so captivating that even he is astonished when he sees himself. His beautiful form is the embodiment of the topmost limit of exceedingly good fortune and opulence. Indeed, ornaments usually beautify the person who wears them, but Krishna's form is so beautiful that he actually beautifies his ornaments. In other words, compared to all other divine forms in existence, the beauty of his form is supremely divine. On Haribo Champak Mataji, and I think that might be Bhavatarani Mataji and Niri Hari Prabhu. Haribo. Furthermore, when Sri Krishna disappeared from the gopis at the time of the Raslila, the gopis sang about their separation from him in deep lamentation. Hearing that kirtan, Sri Krishna, unable to restrain himself, again appeared in their midst. Srila Shukadeva Goswami describes his beauty at that time, right after the Gopi Gita. Tasam avirabhutchori smayamana mukam puja pitambara tarasragvi shakshan manmata. When Sri Krishna appeared before the gopis, his lotus face blossomed with a mild smile. A beautiful forest flower garland decorated his neck and chest, and a yellow cloth graced his shoulders. He even turned the mind of the God of love, who agitates the minds of all, for he is directly the original transcendental God of love. He says, Pitambara Dara. At first, Krishna was clasping the yellow cloth he wore as an upper garment between his hands. The import of this is as follows. When Sri Krishna saw the gopis' mood of separation from him, he wiped away their tears with his yellow cloth. He realized that he had given so much trouble to his dear beloveds, and thus he considered himself an offender. Begging pardon for his offense, he then placed part of his yellow garments between his teeth as though biting a piece of straw, a sign of great humility. The appearance of this beautiful form at that time was capable of agitating the minds of millions and millions of cupids. When Srila Shukadeva Goswami spoke this verse, he became absorbed in the moods of the gopis. In that state, forgetful of himself, he became perturbed and addressed Sri Krishna as Shori. By calling Krishna Shori in the mood of an irritated gopi, Srila Shukadeva Goswami was saying, "You are cruel like a warrior. You are not from the soft-hearted cowherd dynasty. Otherwise, you would have not left all of us." When Sri Krishna, manifesting all the splendor of his incomparable form, appeared in the assembly of the gopis, they became completely overwhelmed with love for him. That love that Sri Bhagavan's associates have for him within their hearts determines how much of his immaculate beauty is revealed. Sri Bhagavan manifests his personal sweetness according to the greatness of his associates' love for him. There's such an amazing description of this point in the 4th chapter of Adi Lila of Chaitanya Charitamrita, about how Krishna's beauty manifests according to the love of the devotees, but Srimati Radhika's love is always unlimitedly increasing, and therefore Krishna's beauty, or his form, his sweetness is keeps on unlimitedly increasing at every moment to match the love of Srimati Radhika, and so in that way there's this constant competition, and it's ever increasing like that, and we see how every associate of Krishna, every devotee has their own unique darshan. He reveals himself in a unique way to each devotee. And so Srila Shukadeva Goswami further clarifies this. Chakasa gopi parishad tator chitus trailokya lakshmekta padam vapur dadat. That's Śrīmad Bhagavatam 10:32-14. As Bhagavan Shri Krishna sat among thousands upon thousands of gopis who were all worshipping him, he appeared so splendid. All the beauty throughout the three worlds, all the beauty ever manifest in the past, all the beauty manifest now, and all the beauty that will ever manifest in the future is only the dim glow from a drop of Shri Bhagavan's own beauty. He alone is the abode of all beauty. Śrī Narayan is also beautiful. Attracted by his beautiful form, Lakshmi remains engaged in the service of his worshipful feet, day and night. However, as soon as she remembers the sweetness of Shri Krishna within her heart, she longs to see his sweet form directly, and she resolves, since I cannot obtain entrance into Raslila, I will watch it from a distance. What is the reason for this eagerness? It has been said that the incomparable form that Shri Krishna manifests within the Raslila and the assembly of the gopis was never exhibited anywhere else. What is that form like? His form turns the minds of even Cupid, who agitates the minds of all, for he is directly the original transcendental Cupid. Haribol Ganga Mataji. In the first verse of Śrī Dāmodarāṣṭakam, Śrī Satyavrat Muni describes the very same enchanting form of Śrī Krishna as a 2.5-year-old baby running away from Mother Yaśodā. As he fled from his mother, he repeatedly looked behind him with terrified glances. His earrings shimmered on his cheeks, and his neck was decorated by 3 graceful lines. Other than the auspicious gold cord around his waist and a pair of ankle bells clasping his worshipful lotus feet, resonating with unsurpassed charm, his tiny form was completely naked. So he only had ankle bells and a gold cord around his waist. Other than that, he was completely naked. The conclusion that the manifestation of Shri Krishna's beauty is relative to his devotees' love for him is also established by Srila Sanātana Gosvāmī in his Sri Brihad Bhagavatamrita. The unique qualities of Sri Bhagavan's beauty manifest in accordance with the unique qualities of his associates. In order to bestow his mercy upon the souls who are indifferent to him, and to bless them with Vraj Prem, the love exhibited by the eternal inhabitants of Vraj. So to bless them with that Vraj Prem, Shri Krishna manifested his beautiful form as a fresh youth, the best of dancers, and dressed as a cowherd boy holding a flute in his hands. This very form of Shri Krishna is the origin and basis of all his forms in Mathura and Dwarka, and is also the source of all other avatars. Even though the main subject of Srila Sanātana Goswami's commentary on this verse is Shri Krishna's childhood pastimes, he quoted a description of Shri Krishna's beautiful form exhibited at the time of the Ras Lila in order to convey the extraordinary glory of that particular form. Okay. So in chapter 9 of the 10th canto of Śrīmad Bhagavatam, there is a description of Śrī Damodar Lila. Many gopis constantly complained to Śrī Yaśodā, "Your son steals from our houses and eats our butter. Oh, Yaśodā, worse than that, he throws milk, yogurt, and butter everywhere. If he actually ate it, it would be all right, but he doesn't. He smashes our pots of milk and yogurt, and he unties the calves. How can we tolerate this daily loss of milk and yogurt any longer? We have all decided to leave your settlement of Vraj and live elsewhere." Mother Yaśodā heard these complaints every day. She began to wonder, could it be that my darling boy finds the butter that comes from his own home not tasty? Is it sour? Is that why he doesn't eat it, but instead sneaks into the homes of other gopis to steal their butter? If that is the case, then today I will prepare sweet butter for my dear son with my own hands. He will surely eat that and not go to others' houses to steal their butter. It was the festival of Deepavali, So she gave leave to all her servants and maidservants. She personally milked Mangala, Ganga, Pishangi, and other cows, and then boiled the milk until it started condensing. When it was the right warmth, she added yogurt culture to it. And then, in the early morning, she personally set to churning the freshly cultured yogurt. As she was churning, she became completely immersed in love for her darling son and began to sing. As the churning rod rotated back and forth, it made a deep, reverberating sound, dik, like the large drumhead of a mridanga, and also a tapping sound, tan, like the small drumhead. Thus, the full sound was dik-tan, dik-tan. The meaning implied is that any soul who does not worship and remember Śrī Radha Krishna leads a life that is so dull, that is so tan, that he is no better than an animal. Such a soul is condemned. Dik. As she turned, the ringing of her bangles sounded like the ringing of kartals. Lost in thoughts of her darling son, she started to sing. In his stotram, Śrī Bilvamangal Thakur has also described how Mother Yaśodā began to sing in this pastime. Kvachet prabhate dadipurna patre nikshepyamantam yuvate mukundam alokya ganam vividam karoti govinda damodarāṣṭakam. That's verse 19 from the Govinda-damodarāṣṭakam. Once at dawn, as Yaśodā Devi was about to place the churning rod in a pot of yogurt, she gazed upon her child, Mukunda. At once, she became overwhelmed with love and sang this wonderful song. Oh, my Govinda, my Damodar, oh, my dear Madhav. Shri Krishna, the darling son of Mother Yaśodā, forever begs parental love from his mother. Mother Yaśodā was completely absorbed in the moods of her song and was brimming with affection for Krishna. When he heard her singing, her voice saturated with love for him, he could not restrain himself. He began to think, every day Mother sings little songs with great tenderness to awaken me, but today she has not come, and I am so hungry. The Supreme Lord of everything, who is independently blissful and self-restrained, who is Atmaram and Aptakam, was hungry. He began to cry loudly for his mother's breast milk. My dear Lord, how glorious you are. On this day, the effect of Shri Krishna's crying remained unknown to anyone. It simply merged into the fathomless ocean of Mother Yaśoda's parental affection, for she was so absorbed in her Sankirtan that she was unable to hear him. With great difficulty, Kanaya, who was lying on his belly, moved little by little to the edge of his bed and then got down. Rubbing his eyes and crying, he somehow made it over to where his mother was churning, tottering like an intoxicated elephant along the way. He caught hold of the churning rod and stopped it from twirling. Mother Yaśoda's absorption broke. Seeing her darling son at her side, she immediately sat him on her lap and began breastfeeding him. Just by seeing her dear Krishna, her limbs became decorated by all the ashtasattvic bhavs, the 8 types of symptoms of bodily transformations arising from ecstatic love of God. Furthermore, the special emotion of motherly affection manifested. So this is the 9th sattvic bhav. Usually we hear of 8 sattvic bhavs, but there's a 9th one specifically for Vatsalya ras. What is that? Milk began to flow from her breast. According to Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, baby Krishna is the Vishaya Alambana of Vatsalya ras. That is, he is the object upon which motherly love depends. His mother, Shri Yaśodā, is the Ashraya Alambana, are the reservoir of love for him. Baby Krishna's gorgeous face is the uddipana, or the stimulus that rouses motherly love. And Mother Yasoda's tears, the standing on end of her bodily hairs, the flowing of milk from her breasts, and so on, are the sattvic bhavs, are the transformations of ecstasy in her body. All these ingredients of love, namely vibhav, which is divided into three, there's vishaya alambana, ashaya alambana, and udipan, and then anubhav, deep emotions that are realized through outward expressions on the body, and so forth, then combined with Mother Yasoda's own sthayi bhav, namely vatsalya rati, and began to make her relish vatsalya ras. So that's a breakdown of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu right there. How all the different ingredients combine together. Suddenly, the milk started boiling over, as if it were thinking. Mother Yasoda's breasts, this is the milk thinking now, the milk saying, Mother Yasoda's breasts are the source of all the milk contained within all the universes. Her supply of breast milk is inexhaustible, and the stomach of baby Kanaya is not at all small. All the universes can fit inside it. She will never tire of breastfeeding him, and he can drink forever. In that case, I will always remain bereft of the opportunity to serve Sri Krishna. Therefore, it is pointless to maintain my worthless life, a life devoid of service. Thinking like this, the milk began to sacrifice himself into the fire. Practicing devotees, sadhaks, should also have this type of anxiousness. They should think, if while performing bhajan, we do not gain even a glimpse of Sri Bhagavan or realize the mercy of his pastimes and divine abode, then our lives are worthless. Deprived of seeing Sri Gaurasundar and his associates, Sri Narottama Thakur says, Pashane kutibo matha anale poshibo Gauranga gunera nidhi kotha gele pavo. It's the fourth verse of Jayanila Premadhana. I shall dash my head upon a stone or enter into a blazing fire. Where will I find that treasure house of all wonderful qualities, Sri Gauranga? In this regard, it is important to carefully deliberate on Srila Rupa Goswami's definition of Uttama Bhakti, or pure devotion. How much longer is this chapter? I just want to see, because I see it's 8 o'clock now. Maybe we should end here. Yeah, we'll end here, and then we will complete the last 3 pages tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju Ki Jai, Jai Shri Guru Dev Ki Jai, Jai Shri Param Guru Dev Ki Jai, Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai, Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai, Saparshad Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Gan Ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai, Jai Shri Vrinda Devi ki Jai. Sorry, I already said Vrinda Devi. Jai Shri Yaśodā Damodar ki Jai. Shri Radha Damodar ki Jai. Jai Shri Grantaraj Śrīmad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Jai Śrī Dāmodarāṣṭakam within Padma Purana ki Jai. Shri Krishna Dvaipayan Ved Vyasdev ki Jai. Jai Shri Satyavrat Muni ki Jai. Jai Shri Sanātana Gosvāmī Par ki Jai. His Dig-darśinī-vṛtti ki, no, टीका की जाए। और श्री गुरुदेव दिग-darśinī-vṛtti की जाए। श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जाए। श्री ऊर्ज व्रत दामोदर व्रत की जाए। ऊर्जेश्वरी रसेश्वरी श्री वृषभानुनंदिनी श्रीमती राधा ठाकुरानी की जाए। श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जाए। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जाए। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जाए। श्रीनिताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। वृंदाय तुलसी देवाय प्रियाय केशवाय कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदेवी सत्यवताय नमो नमः। वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। Dandavat pranams, Nanda Nandan Prabhu. I think iPhone there's Bhavatarani Mataji, I'm guessing, and Niri Hari Prabhu. Champak Mataji, Jai Shri Didi, Mahi Bharat Prabhu, Vidya Lala Didi, Ganga Mataji, Indira Mataji, Raseshwari Mataji, and all the other devotees watching. Also devotees watching in the future like Shachi Devi and Jai Dev Prabhu. Dandavat Pranams. Thank you so much for joining. And I'll see you all tomorrow to finish up the rest of Srila Gurudev's commentary and begin verse 2. Maybe we can get through Srila Sanātana Goswami's commentary on verse 2 tomorrow as well. So, right, see you all tomorrow. Hari Bol.
Haribol, Dandavat Pranam Prabhu.
Wait, sorry, my volume was down. No,
Oh, okay.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol. All right, see you all tomorrow. Hari Bol.